Well, I'm Dennis, and today we're glad to have one of our very own, a learned, a professor, a doctor. I would say he's just he's an institution, I must say, just an institution. And we're going to tap into his knowledge, what his lifestyle, where he grew up, everything about him. So I don't want to just do the introduction, so we just go back to our guest, and he will talk more about himself for everyone to see. Doc, you are, good morning.
I am Professor Dr. Thomas Mensah, born in Kumasi, Ghana. And as you know, I'm one of the 4 people globally in the world, 3 white people, white Americans, and myself from Ghana, that created fiber optics that allow anybody on this planet just to be able to send Facebook pictures to any country, just to be able to send Twitter information, just to send emails. Everything goes on the fiber optics. I'm one of the 4 creators and inventors of that. I did that after spending 24 years in the United States. Well, as Dennis, I was telling you initially, I was born in Kumasi, and basically from here I went to the Wesley College Practice School. And from there, I went straight from Wesley College Practice School to Adisada College at Disco. Spent 7 years there.
Wow.
Yes. So I have my formative years in Ghana.
Okay.
You know. And my dad was a cocoa merchant.
Okay.
Businessman that shipped cocoa from here to France. To the, you know. And when the white French people came, I'm the one that sometimes translated, you know, things. My dad translated his English into French.
Wow.
For these guys.
Bilingual.
Yes, bilingual.
Doc, before we go into that,
Yeah.
let us know where you started. That's from your basic school to this level. The experience, your family, the number of children that your parents had, and everything before we move forward.
Well, when you look in my book, The Right Stuff Comes in Black too.
Okay.
You see a picture of my dad sitting with, you know, at that time, the 5 boys he had. You know, my older brother Joseph, who actually worked in London most of the time. And my 2 brothers are sitting besides my dad. And sometimes I ask people, where is Dr. Mensah? And I'm sitting down here on the right, you know. And all my brothers were 5 of us at that time. So when I went from there, what happened was, at 4 years old, my dad used to sit me on his lap and read to me daily graphic.
Wow.
Read to me. So I want the fathers and mothers read to your kids.
So I know understand that is where the whole thing started.
That's how it started.
That is where the whole started.
Yes. Language is very, very important. And so when I was reading, pronouncing big words at the age of 4, that's a big deal. When all my father's friends come around, and I'll be reading graphic, they're all laughing, they're happy. Oh, how can this guy pronounce all these words? Like, you know, like on your TV talk show on the quiz, you know, and they were all happy. My next door neighbor also was from Togo, teaching French in Ghana. Hanging around him at 8 years old, I was speaking French fluently. Just by hanging around him, speaking French fluently and listening to radio in French. And so
no any classroom teacher.
No classroom.
That means you are shabrain.
So they said, wow, this kid is something. And so from that time that I went to Wesley College Practice School right here, and then from Wesley College Practice School, I went to Adisco.
Okay.
And at Adisco, I was still so good in French that I won the French competition nationally in Ghana.
Wow.
O-level and A-level. And the French were watching me and said, hey man, this is a guy probably we should track and send him to France. Oh. So it started off that way. It's like preordained. You know, I believe in God. And so if you believe in God, God will track your path and help you.
Okay.
And so that's, I hope you have some idea
Of course.
how it started. Yeah.
So when you entered into university, what course did you pursue?
Yeah, from Adisco, I went to KNUST. I did chemical engineering. Yeah, graduating in 4 years, 1974. And the friend said, hey, Doc, this is a plane ticket. One way to France.
Wow.
Scholarship.
Which year was that?
74.
Okay.
Yeah. You're doing a fellowship in France, Dr. Mensah. You know, your PhD. So we send you to France, you don't have to do side jobs or work. Concentrate on your studies. You're a special person to us.
Wow.
And so that's what happened in France. And within 4 years, I've had my PhD. And as you know, the year before I went to MIT, I had a scholarship to France to do a special course at MIT.
What's the MIT? What does it stand for?
Massachusetts of Technology,
Okay.
Cambridge, Mass. Where it was chemical engineering at the chemical engineering department. It's modern simulation of chemical processes. And from there, I came back to France to graduate, got my PhD, and went back to MIT. My dad came to France and said, Doc, I don't want you to come to Ghana now. You know, Chiampon and all those are doing coup d'etats and all that. Go to America. That's one of the best advice I ever had.
Okay.
My dad, I also listened to my dad.
Of course.
So I went to MIT. That's where it started. Because at MIT, they had asked MIT to bring some of their top brains to come to Corning Glassworks to come and develop fiber optics.
That's very good. That's very impressive. That's very good. So with after school, with this background about engineering, what's your first job that you landed into? The first job that you landed into after the university?
The first job?
Yes.
Well, I worked briefly at Air Products, but my main job at Corning Glass was the best research center, other than AT&T Bell Labs. I worked in both, you know, and that was the job that gave me the challenge to bring the best out of me. He said, Dr. Mensah, we have a problem. We've developed fiber optics at an attenuation limit of 20 decibels, dB per kilometer. But we can't take it out of the laboratory. We need you. Dr. Mensah, come and help us. I took on the challenge. A problem that has been there for 15 years. I solved it in 1 year.
Wow.
Yes. Somebody from outside, fresh eye, you know. Once I did that, they don't look at your skin as a black man. You've done something that white people have been doing for 15 years. So basically, when I did that, my first invention, I had 7 inventions in 6 years. My first invention in fiber optics.
Let me cut you before you go into your inventions. You said something about fiber optics.
Yeah.
Can you deliberate us about fiber optics and what that means and the purpose of fiber optics to the Black African?
Fiber optics is so important to everybody in the world. Because at that time, we even know that I can send Facebook pictures if I get the fiber optics price right. The fiber optic cable you see MTN, everybody using, you know, I am the one that acquired made fiber optics price so low so everybody can afford it. So my first invention, where fiber optics cost from $1 a meter to 10 cents, like copper. Fiber optics is a thin glass wire.
Which year was that?
My first invention was 1985.
One thing I've realized with regards to blacks and Ghanaians is that it seems we don't celebrate our own, because based on what you've just told us, you're more than an institution. I'm not flashing.
Oh yes,
you're more than an institution, because
abroad the only person they talk about in abroad
you need to be
is Kofi Annan and me.
Wow.
Me in the technical world. Kofi, of course, you know, Secretary General of UN, blacks, you know, and so when I did that, he moved the fiber optic, which is a thin glass. You have to put a coating on it. I can get into the chemical vapor deposition process and all that, but people may not understand it, you know. So it's a thin glass. We make it at CVD, chemical vapor deposition. Once we do that, put it in a glass furnace, heated 2000 C. I don't want to get too technical. I'll pull it to the thin strands of glass, just like a woman's hair. Once you pull it, you got to put a coating on it quickly, else you touch it, it breaks. That's how thin it is. And my inventions protected the glass. I have 6 inventions on the fiber optics raw tower, 30 foot high. So you have to put the fiber optics coating on it, and then you can wind it on the spool. That was my breakthrough. 2 of my inventions were so critical. So all the cables in the world, my first invention to the production process, manufacturing, to 20 meters a second. My second invention took it to even 50.
Wow.
You know, I won the Corning Glasswork Individual Outstanding Contributor Award.
Wow.
I won that in 1985 because of that breakthrough. A black man from Ghana. Well, and so everything on the draw tower, my inventions are there, competing with Japanese, the whole world.
One thing I've realized from a conversation is that with the foreign world and the universities, they all want to tap into your knowledge.
Yes.
Why is that your very own Ghana Africans? It seems...
That's why we are behind.
Yes.
Because since I got back, the key things I promised to do, I've done it. I've built the first Silicon Valley of Ghana. That has brought Twitter here, that has brought Facebook, that has brought Amazon. I built it. Silicon Valley of Ghana, Kofi Annan Center, and the second one in Kumasi, we call the Utumfo Advanced Technology Center. So those 2 centers. And I'm training Ghanaians there. And some of the professors in all the other schools to come back to the Silicon Valley when I'm training kids in robotics, kids in drones for agriculture and security. I'm training the students in fiber optics where they can actually join the fibers. So MTN will hire them immediately because you're doing something MTN can use, Vodafone can use, you know, and all the other companies can use. And so I'm training these guys with DDM certificate. We've trained right now probably about 50 to 100. Right now, we are working with John Kuma. Train this. Yeah, he has my, basically at the moment, he has my invoice on his desk. So we've trained these guys and they have jobs. So this is what is changing Ghana. Professors from all over Africa are coming to the Silicon Valley. All over Africa, so you can take it back.
Of course.
You know, see, most of our institutions everywhere is theory. The white man did that purposely. Train them theory, they cannot build cameras, they cannot build TV sets, they cannot build computers, they cannot do anything. But train them in the practical stuff. That's why when I came, first thing I suggested that we build a bullet train that goes from Accra all the way to Kumasi in 1 hour.
Wow.
All the way to Tamale in 4 hours. Not 12 hours to Tamale.
4 hours.
4 hours. You know.
Brilliant idea.
Do that, you are devoted. I brought it. And they set up the railway ministry. And I'm working with Peter Miu now to make sure that we put this train here.
That was my next question. I wanted to ask as to whether the past or present government has some sort of collaboration with you to tap into your
Yeah, seriously. Nanadu personally came to my office, Georgia Aerospace office, in America, 40th floor, on a tower, you know, skyscraper. So, Bibiniwa,
yes.
Yeah, Dr. Mensah. Oh, he came and said, Doctor, we want you to come to Ghana. You helped America, trillions of dollars from them, Facebook, all these things you did. Come and help us. So I brought the idea here to Ghana. So this government, working with us seriously. Peter is working it. We would have this train built. We've attracted foreign investment, brought it here from everywhere. We're going to get it.
Do you have you set yourself a time frame?
I think maximum 2 years you should have it.
2 years. Okay.
Just like Kenya. In Kenya, from Mombasa to Nairobi, Christmas, you can't even get a seat on the bullet train, on this bullet train in Kenya. Can you imagine?
Of course.
We have ours in Ghana.
Wow.
You know, Ramadan, Christmas, you cannot even get a seat. Get booked 3 months in advance.
That's why you're in the festive.
Yes.
Wow.
And we put all the technology in there. In this one, I have we have an iPhone. You take your iPhone when you're getting on the train. The iPhone, the color code will let you get on the train.
So, Doc, aside all this, have you sort of had some documentation regards to writing sort of a book so that the future generation will know? There was one professor, one doctor, one career who was just an institution. Has there been some sort of documentation?
Yeah, right now I'm putting all that in, I have a second version of the Right Stuff Comes in Black too. The Rotun 4 kindly did a preface for me. And in that, the African version, I'm putting all that in. And some, I do more than this. I do more, you'll be shocked the things I've done in Ghana within a very short time.
Well, one thing that marvels me is when you in your earlier introduction, you did say your dad was a cocoa merchant.
Yes.
That means you've had some sort of village life. So
yes.
I'm wondering how, I just don't know, you are just, back in school, you had this term called shabrain. You are very sharp. Very, very sharp, I must say. Very, very sharp.
Yeah, when I used to go to the farm and the villages, town or so and all that, I used to study with kerosene lamp.
Wow.
At that time.
Wow.
So in those days, till Nkrumah brought the light everywhere now. Nkrumah brought the dam and the light, electricity, so now everywhere there's electricity. I used to study with the lamp, can you believe that? Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I used to study with the lamp when I come and go to the villages. But you don't let that deter you. You keep at it. And if you believe in God, He'll make that happen.
Look, as we all know, agriculture happens to be the backbone of our economy.
Yes.
So how can you link technology to agriculture?
Agriculture, that's why I teach the drone program.
Okay.
Drone for agriculture. Well, drone will fly about 5 meters. And then it looks at your whole farm, whether it's cocoa or whatever you're growing, rice, anything. So this place needs water, and turn on the sprinklers. By RF. Now water back, even if it's not raining.
Wow.
On the drone again. Not the old days where somebody, is carrying the insecticide and all that spray. No, the drone itself. It looks at that disease. Then it starts spraying. Starts onto the. So your user, the Israelis are using it. I'm teaching that in Silicon Valley.
Okay. So what about the other universities? Because aside Silicon, what about the other universities you could also tap into your knowledge?
Yeah, I want the professors to come.
Okay.
I know they've been in UK, they've been in other places, but you gotta come and get the practical stuff. And you take it back to your school. So we are training the from all over Africa.
So what I'm saying is, those professors' door is open to
yes
whoever want to come.
Yes.
Okay, that.
And yeah, be an me without baby, I was 30 free, and then baby I was free.
Why you want me waha? Well, you want me waha?
But you have
Chrome.
You crew.
CPC. Okay.
So I was born right here. I went to what's it called practice school. I want to go to. And now, my papa, no cocoa farm. So, what Tanos? Tia Qua, Tanos, Sunyani, Brown, all that area. You may call her. Now, make a chance to say, you call. Now, me the kerosene lamp be Sunyani. So, I'm going to be no. Aha. Oh, kerosene lamp, now me Sunyani. But look at what I do now. I brought Humia, also beginning with years. We've tried 7 books. Even in nanotechnology, and the book nearly teaching PhD students all over the world. So, I started with kerosene lamp. Anytime I go to the village, preparing for exam, well, I don't say I'm not going to study. I study. So, whether it's French, mathematics, BPI, and machine. So, across it, life also, meaning, so I must say, cocoa farming, maybe until I met me what is called drone agriculture. Drone, it is a do premier. Now it means spray insecticides will cocoa trees. Who grow manual? Oh, a control. Ah, na drone a spray. Yeah. Now I increase the yields of cocoa.
Yes. Going to pass and all day going
So no now they spray.
5 meters. They spray. So cocoa be a idea. Also, mini Google yeah, you may be. Oh, I cocoa yes spray quick. So now Maria is ready for you to use that technology. Timmy and Diaba. Timmy training Ukwada Utun Force Center. Utun Force Technology Center. Training Center, Silicon Valley of Kumasi. And Kufiana Silicon Valley or Accra. We training Kwadani who robotics and who drones for agriculture. No drone beer. A bit me as you share gold. Was assassin. Well, then I'm having young people see me to go gamma. Now only technology. A bit me a share. Oh, yeah. Box and wa, gold wa. Tinny some quadrant blue.
Yeah, dog mean to one with but now starting a debate.
What's it?
You started a debate.
Oh, sir, I'm catching first interview. No. Me 4 years now. Old. Fear 9. Nam papa me seen a house. Oh, ready graphic. Actually. At the age of 4, let me read graphic. It's a big words, grammar in So what am I saying? 4 years old. And now, at 8, a French teacher, Togo, who teach French. We call it fear. Well, the idea now at 8, let me speak French fluently. 8. That kicked everything off. So, auntie, me back, me di fufu, tisa, me di bambu, me di bibia, kunkumri, bibia, me free. So what am I saying? Oh, na se ujidi. Oh, Yesu Kristo, ujidi bejo. Abrofo Mensah, white Americans, any men will be beginning from Ghana. You develop that technology, and man will send you pictures. Will send you Facebook pictures or what? Yeah. Well, Peter will sell for one. Oh, we are sending that to China. We are sending, yeah. Bibini.
Namisha will be.
Word. Action.
Yeah. I want to take this time to thank Think Positive and Educational Consult. You know, they are one of the best touring company I've come across. So I'm making sure that when all Americans, black Americans come here, they will work with them. Also, I want to thank Golden Bee Hotel, one of the best hotels, if you will, in the whole Ghana. Best hotel experience, you know, you should stay there also. Yeah. Now, basically, before I end, you asked me about
your advice.
Yeah, the youth of Ghana. If I can do it, you can do it. It's very, very, very important. You got to set your goals high. Work very, very hard. Work very hard at your talent. Jesus said he gave people 5 talents, 3 talents, 2 talents. One guy gave him 1, he hid it. Don't hide your talent. Work very hard, study hard, and believe in God. You know, and make sure you're doing practical stuff. Come to Silicon Valley of Ghana. Come and study in robotics, drones, all the areas, computer science, fiber optics, come and study, and you do great things. Nothing can stop you. Believe in yourself. And my book, The Right Stuff, comes in black too. You are black, you're from Ghana, Africa. It means you can do